Live from the Murphy Center here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, the American Sports Network is proud to present Conference USA Basketball, and Rivalry Week continues here in Tennessee tonight as the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers on the road take on the Blue Raiders here of Middle Tennessee. Welcome down to the court, everybody, alongside the coach and longtime analyst Mark Adams. I'm Jeff McCarriger. All right, Coach, this is coined as 100 miles of hate if you talk to the fans. Big-time rivalry, but there's not a trophy between these two teams on the line until tonight.
There is now. It's a red Corvette they're building in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I've got the remote, and I can drive this thing like a madman. The Daytona 500 just took place. I could win the Daytona 500 with that red machine. It flies. I love a vet, and it will go to the winning coach here this evening.
All right, let's talk about this series again, the 132nd meeting between these two schools tonight.
There have been some close games. The last two have been decided by 2 points or less. 3 straight and 5 out of the last 6 divided by single digits. And the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee have won 10 out of the last 11. But Western Kentucky is going to have something to say about that tonight in Murfreesboro.
All right, let's hope that tonight's matchup is a whole lot better than your driving skills. Here's the top of the standings in Conference USA. UAB still on top, followed by Marshall, then Middle Tennessee, then Louisiana Tech, UTEP, and Old Dominion round out the top 6 here in Conference USA. Overall records for both these squads: Blue Raiders 18-8, 10-4 in conference play, as you just saw, and for Western Kentucky 13-14 overall this season, 5-9 in Conference USA. But you know, it sounds cliche, Mark, but you know, this is one of those teams with the Hilltoppers. Their record is deceiving. I mean, this is a team that has had a lot of tough losses. You know, we're looking at it during the week. 6 of their last 9 conference losses have been by 6 points or less. So obviously, a very tough team to play.
They've been a good 35-minute team, but they haven't been able to close it out at 40 minutes. But in a rivalry game, throw that out. Western Kentucky is excited tonight to play against Middle Tennessee, who's coming off a tough loss to UAB at home over the weekend.
Yeah, they just lost in that game to UAB 77-67 in a game that UAB was just on fire, Mark. They shot over 60% for the game. And for Western Kentucky, they're coming off a big win against Charlotte, come from behind, win 59-54. And we are underway here from the Murphy Center. A little change in the starting lineup for the Blue Raiders. Really for both teams, for that matter. We'll go through the starting lineups here in just a moment as Giddy Potts reverses it over to the right side. And now Perrin Buford with the drive, spins out.
Interesting how Perrin Buford is going right at the red jerseys early, wasn't able to convert.
And a tie up underneath the basket will stay with Western Kentucky. Now you see the starting lineups for the Hilltoppers: McNeil, Cosby, Edmond, Ben Lawson, and Anton Waters also into the starting lineup. Both of them making, well, for Lawson his 10th start, and for Waters his 14th start of the year.
Now Ben Lawson has really struggled, had a little bit of a tweak on his knee, number 14 in red. His job is to go get offensive rebounds. Watch him and see if he can get that done early. If he does, he'll get more minutes. If he doesn't, he'll sit down.
And you just saw the starting lineups for Middle Tennessee as well. And you know, they've got a change in their starting lineup because of a big injury they had this week as the shot's a little bit short. They've got Buford, Potts, Upshaw, Raymond, and Simpson starting. And should note right away, Jacob Ivory is out for the season, unfortunately, for the Blue Raiders with a concussion. And he just has been struggling with that all season long. They finally had to shut him down.
He'll be evaluated in the spring to see what the future holds for his basketball playing career. They're really going at Buford early.
Simpson no good. Tipped out. Potts. And no shot, a foul first. Here's Giddy Potts, averaging about 15 points per game, just over 5 rebounds per contest. Ray Harper, in his 5th season, head coach for the Hilltoppers.
He's won 4 national titles. This team isn't finishing quite like other Ray Harper teams do. They usually play very well late February and through March, but we're in late February now. Big win over Charlotte, down 18, came back and won that game.
90 seconds in, no score. Edmond top of the key, guarded by Potts.
I don't expect this to be a high-scoring affair. These two teams, when they get together, usually just grind it out in half court.
Shot clock down to single digits, down to 5.
Great defense.
With 3 seconds on the shot clock, a three-pointer by Chris McNeil.
Boy, Chris McNeil, shot clock running down. Great defense by Middle Tennessee. McNeil has to play well to have a chance tonight on the road for Western Kentucky.
That was Kermit Davis, 14th season as a head coach at Middle Tennessee, and what a job he's done with this program. The school's all-time winningest coach.
I've watched Kermit Davis for a long, long time when he was the youngest head coach in the country at Idaho. Always stingy defensively, always good rebounding teams. This team can really shoot the three ball.
Strong move underneath, a little bit too short as Potts comes away with the rebound. Wide open in the corner. And back the other way. Simpson had a wide open look in the corner, but turned it down and ends up turning it over.
Well, how about Ben Lawson, how he moved his feet to take away the dribble penetration. Watch Ben Lawson, number 14 in red. Look at him move his feet, establishes the guarding position. I mean, that is great defensive footwork by Ben Lawson. And he's 7'1". Moved his feet like that. It's great reaction time.
Simpson will have a seat on the bench. Xavier Habersham now in for Middle Tennessee. Yeah, going back to what you were saying about not expecting a whole lot of offense in this one. You know, for Middle Tennessee, something that Kermit told us is Western Kentucky now takes a 5-0 lead. You know, their opponents have been shooting near 50% over the last 5 games, which is very uncharacteristic for the Raiders.
And UAB definitely took advantage of that over the weekend. When UAB gets it going, they start knocking down shots in droves, and there's a turnover by Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, and talking to Kermit last night at practice, you know, he sounded very calm. He said, listen, we just have to get back to doing what we do.
And it revolves around their footwork. That's what Kermit Davis is so good at, is teaching footwork and playing defense with your feet and your hands extended. Wingspan type defense with great footwork.
Ooh, nice hands. Good catch by Lawson. Block underneath by Potts and a foul. Going right now, Western just being very aggressive to the basket.
I got a chance to watch Western Kentucky against Charlotte over the weekend, and Frederick Edmond was really impressive for about a 7-minute stretch just by doing that. Edmond not as good in set plays, but really good at breaking down defenders and getting the ball to the basket.
Averaging 12 points per game, a junior college transfer from the College of Southern Idaho. And you know, not just a JUCO transfer, he was a terrific player, Mark. He was a 2-time JUCO All-American.
He's had 3 double-doubles in the last 8 games at 6'4", 205 pounds. He does a lot of things, not just score, but he can assist it, he rebounds it. I really liked him over the weekend. I think he's coming along. His numbers show it as well.
Quavius Copeland also into the game here for Middle Tennessee as they get over to Potts in the wing. A little bit too strong. Middle Tennessee still looking for their first bucket. Good denial by Potts. And now foul on Chris McNeil trying to get it back.
That's the thing you love about Giddy Potts. Okay, so he misses a shot, big deal. Comes back down and gets you a steal. Ray Harper knows how tough Giddy Potts is.
Lawson will have a seat on the bench. Alex Rostov into the game now for Western Kentucky. Buford trying to go one-on-one. And the 15-footer's good. First basket here for the Raiders.
I really like Perrin Buford, especially when he plays low to the ground, where he's got balance and he pogos into that jump shot. Number 2 in blue, Perrin Buford, an X-factor guy for Middle Tennessee every single night.
Western being real patient.
Well, part of that's because of the defense of Middle Tennessee. They're giving him nothing easy.
A tripping foul underneath as Upshaw goes flying underneath the basket. And that'll bring us to our first media timeout with 15:31 left to play here in the first half. This rivalry game just underway. And it's the Toppers on top by 5. Back inside the Murphy Center here again, this rivalry game between Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky. No trophy on the line in this series until tonight. We've got a trophy. Mark's got it. He's been driving it today. There it is.
There it is right there.
Hey, they're made right up the road, right?
In Bowling Green. I also have another thing as well that's made in Tennessee, but I can't talk about it on the air.
No.
But it's made about 40 miles south of here in Lynchburg. That will also go to the winning coach.
And it may or may not be here at the scores table with us. We can't confirm or deny that.
It's in a brown bag. That's all I can say.
Western Kentucky with the lead here early on. It's been a rough go offensively for Middle Tennessee, just one for their first 6.
We couldn't just give an award a red car from Kentucky, could we?
I'm totally with you. Strong move to the bucket by Nigel Snipes into the game for the first time. The redshirt senior out of Atlanta.
As a hint, I just want to say I'm jacked about the game, and I also love talking about Jim McDaniels.
That's a pretty good hint right there.
Yeah.
But I'm with you.
We're going down together, pal.
No, I'm with you. We couldn't have just one trophy.
No.
You know, if Middle Tennessee wins, they get the Corvettes, and if Western Kentucky wins, then they get the other prize.
We looked at high-level manufacturers. That's what we looked for. We're trying to help the economy.
And you did.
Yes,
you did.
I did.
You supported the local economy today.
That vet was expensive. I got to tell you. But it should be. It's a high-performing car.
Buford on the kickouts. Darnell Harris into the game for the first time as he buries the 3.
Yeah, Darnell Harris is a key guy. He had 22 points in the last 10 minutes in the win versus Western Kentucky. We saw his ability to stretch as Middle Tennessee goes 1-3-1 zone now. Look at the wingspan up top.
Yeah, hands all over the place defensively.
Look at all the hands. That's what I love about Kermit Davis's 1-3-1.
Harris had a hand on it, lost it. They try to go back underneath, off the glass. Good touch again by Frederick Edmond. You were just talking about him.
No, but that was a really good defensive possession. You saw the length defensively of Middle Tennessee and Frederick Edmond's ability athletically to finish in traffic. This was off the offensive rebound. Look how low he gets. Look how balanced he is. One dribble to get to a spot that pulls up straight up. No offensive foul. That's what Frederick Edmond can do for you.
Yeah, just talking about Edmond, the 2-time junior college All-American, junior from Lansing, Michigan.
He went to College of Southern Idaho and Twin Falls, Idaho. Eddie Sutton used to coach at College of Southern Idaho. A guy by the name of Fred Trinkle used to coach there as well.
There's Ray Harper, again, the 5th season as head coach for Western Kentucky.
Western Kentucky, such a great college basketball program for decades.
Down low to Harris. Potts a long 3. Nice. Buries it.
Darnell Harris has made a difference. He made a 3 and then drew a defender for Giddy Potts to be wide open.
24 starts on the season, but did not start today. He's responding off the bench, though, here for Kermit Davis. Just like that, all of a sudden a 3-point game.
Yeah, Middle Tennessee has turned up the heat a little bit defensively. Just watch the blue jerseys, how they react, how they help each other. No help there.
With the left hand, Cosby finishes.
Now, Aaron Cosby was basically not picked up on the backside.
Potts from 3 last time, about 15-footer this time.
Boy, is he good from 2. That's where I like his game the most. Yeah, he can make the 3 ball, but he's so good from 2-point range. He shoots nearly 60% from 2-point range. Well, 2-3 zone now for Middle Tennessee.
Edmond slid his feet and frustrated. 3-point lead for Western Kentucky. Yeah, going back to Giddy Potts. I mean, it's amazing when you look at his shooting stats this season and what he's done.
There's Darnell Harris as he gets it out inside out to Giddy Potts. And on the very next possession, Potts shows his ability. Watch right here. Look how low he gets right there and just goes into his jump shot. That's where he's so dangerous. He's really, really good in that mid-range game.
shooting 50% from three-point range, too.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times those stats can be skewed if they don't have a lot of attempts. I mean, 62 for 125 this year.
Yeah, he's dynamite from three-point range and dynamite from two as well. You don't see many guys that can mix and match their offense that way.
Good fake and drive. Nice touch by Nigel Snipes. He has come in to this game, Mark, off the bench with a ton of energy.
Yeah, Nigel Snipes, he needs to play well. When he plays well, Western Kentucky's a different team.
Good look underneath. Last touch, though, by Western Kentucky.
And Nigel Snipes, his grandmother, Jessie Maple Patton, was part of the New York Camera Operators Union. She actually produced a couple of independent films. Will in 1981, which is about a basketball player, and Twice as Nice was about some twin basketball players in 1989. She's a real pioneer of African-American filmmaking.
Potts a little bit too short. And the rebound down by Justin Johnson.
That article is on AmericanSportsNet.com about Nigel Snipes and his grandma. It's a great read. You got to get out and read it if you don't know about Nigel Snipes.
Trying to go underneath to Johnson. Picks up the loose ball. Such a strong kid, just a sophomore. Leaves a little bit short. And Potts now with the run out to Buford.
Smart play by Buford.
Middle Tennessee right back in this one. Simpson with the three.
Boy, the parent Buford just show a lot of patience and maturity right there.
But just tuning in, Western Kentucky jumped out to an early 11-5 lead. And again, Snipes with an aggressive move and an offensive foul. And that'll bring us to another break with 11:22 to play here in the first half. Hilltoppers hanging on to a 2-point lead. Well, it was a little bit of a tough start for the home team, going just 1 for 6, but the Blue Raiders heating up offensively, now making this a 2-point game, 15-13. Crowd favorite, number 20 for the Blue Raiders, Giddy Potts, and he is getting it done again here today for Middle Tennessee. We were just talking about some of his numbers, Mark. What he has done this season has truly been remarkable. From three-point range, almost 50%.
The number 1 in the country, but here's the stat that I think shows it more than anything else. He's attempted more threes, 125, than twos, 99. And this kid's shooting 49.6% from three, and he's also deadly from 2-point range as well. There aren't any other guys shooting the three ball like they do that have that 2-point stat to back up their 3-point stats as well. He's dangerous.
Whistle underneath the basket's going to go against Middle Tennessee, and I think they got Darnell Harris. And they did.
I guess Kermit didn't have a vote on that one.
No.
Apparently.
Kermit's such a nice guy. I got a chance to talk to him a lot last night in practice. He really is one of the great guys in coaching, and really some good coaches in this entire league here in Conference USA.
And his daughter Allie, who has Down syndrome, just a wonderful young lady. She's got 6 different jobs. She was working at the library today. His wife Betty, just really good parents.
3-on-2 back the other way. Miss, put back in by Upshaw, and we are tied.
That's what I love about Reggie Upshaw. He led the break, made the smart play and pass, and then followed it up to the offensive glass as he did not assume anything. Number 30 in blue, Reggie Upshaw, really knows how to play basketball.
Junior from nearby Chattanooga.
There's that wingspan inside.
Whistle, and this one's going to go against Middle Tennessee again. Perrin Buford picks up the foul. And that's actually his second.
And you can tell when Middle Tennessee is playing with energy when you watch them in a stance and they've got their wingspan flared. That's when they're at their best in this zone. They're in 2-3 right now on the out-of-bounds play. Just watch their hands defensively.
Good kick out from Johnson to Cosby, who hits another 3.
Giddy Potts had his hands down right there. That's the energy factor, and Cosby took advantage of it.
Upshaw, tough pass, trying to go across the lane to Harris.
Shot it. But Justin Johnson had a tough time getting touches. There he is, double team. What's a good double team?
Boy, good defense. You're right, trapping him in the corner. He had nowhere to go.
Well, Ray Harper talking to Justin Johnson right now that he dribbled right into the trap area, right in the corner, right in front of that Middle Tennessee bench.
Remember the legendary coach at the College of Charleston, John Kress. He used to always call that coffin corner.
Boy, John Kress could really coach. One of my favorites. Greg Marshall, one of his assistants now, the head man at Wichita State.
Block underneath, and another whistle and another foul.
And John Kress was an assistant to Lou Carnesecca, who was an assistant to Joe Lapchick.
Right.
How about that coaching tree?
And then John Kress won the Lapchick Award a couple years ago. It all comes around, doesn't it?
It really does. John Kress is one of the great coaches that you don't hear a lot about at the College of Charleston. But those of us that have been in it and had to call timeouts, he's a man that we all admire.
Ben Lawson out of the game. And with the rebound is Rostov. Toppers with a 2-point lead here coming up on the 9-minute mark.
Well, you just feel like first team to 60 wins this thing. You just don't feel like it's going to go much beyond that.
Yeah, they're having to work hard on the offensive end, aren't they?
There's just nothing easy. There's a trap again by Middle Tennessee. There's that wingspan. Giddy Potts.
And a foul on Rostov underneath. Well, Kermit has got to be happy with the emphasis on the defensive end this time.
Well, we saw Giddy Potts with his hands down defensively. This time, watch his hands. He's got his hands up. That's how he gets the deflection. And then he gets the opportunity for the full court situation. Against Cosby, hands were down. Cosby makes the shot. On that play, hands are active. He gets a steal and gets to go full court.
Potts makes it a 1-point game. Harris out of the game. Habersham back in for Middle Tennessee.
He's just so consistent. 18 double-figure games out of the last 22. You can just rely on him to come through for you every night. 1-3-1 extended by Middle Tennessee.
And you know what they're loving here in Murfreesboro is the fact that he's just a sophomore, too. Another three-pointer by Western Kentucky.
It's a good sign for Western Kentucky. Nigel Snipes. And Frederick Edmond right away coming back with a steal. Those are the two guys. When I watch Western Kentucky, Nigel Snipes, who's supremely talented, really hasn't played up to that level, but he is tonight. And then Frederick Edmond, when he can get his game going, especially when he can just play basketball, it makes a big difference for Western Kentucky. Those are the two guys I focus on when I watch Western Kentucky, and Kermit Davis does as well.
Well, a lot of substitutions for both teams. You know, I'm sure you've seen this too. I mean, traveling around the country doing all the games like we do, there's a lot of teams out there, Mark, with just 7, 8 guys just with injuries. These have got to be two of the deeper teams I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it really is. And what we're seeing is, too, guys that get like Dayton, for example. Kendall Pollard has been out, and they lost 2 in a row.
Sure.
You know, it's those late February type of injuries that can throw all of your chemistry off as well. You know who's staying healthy, though, is UAB.
Upshaw, strong baseline spin.
Marshall has stayed healthy as well. And James Kelly can play. He's a pro. Marshall plays UAB this weekend.
Under 8 minutes left here in the first half. Look at again Middle Tennessee's defense.
Yeah, just watch the blue jerseys, how they move together, how they deny.
Well, you bring up a great point with moving your feet. You can see that time Potts just a little bit slow getting over defensively and causes the foul. And that'll bring us to another media timeout with 7:53 left to play here in the first half. Hilltoppers still on top, a 4-point lead. Hilltoppers on the road here in this 132nd edition of Western Kentucky, Middle Tennessee. Here on the hard court against 23-19. Well, we talked earlier about Ray Harper and the job that he's done in his 5 years here with the Hilltoppers. And Mark, you talked about this program, but just amazing when you look back. As you can see, I mean, 7 NCAA appearances since 2001, third most regular season conference titles in Division I. I mean, behind Kansas and Kentucky, some big-time names, big-time programs.
On the Final Four back in the early 70s with Jim McDaniels, who was one of the greatest players in the history of college basketball. The Ty Rogers D shot that knocked off Drake in the NCAA tournament. I know Ty's watching tonight as well. He watches every Western Kentucky game. You know, I wasn't a very good player. The only thing I did was play a little bit of junior college basketball in the state of Kentucky. And I'll never forget when I got to walk into Diddle Arena and play one of my first college games ever. Man, what a thrill it was to walk into that building, knowing the history of that program. Great out of bounds coming out of the timeout. That is well executed by Middle Tennessee State. Kermit Davis, one of the best at setting up a play and then just executing so well. Edward Simpson that time just exploded off the back screen. And defender got on his hip. Simpson with the finish. That's good stuff.
And what you couldn't see there is the quick movement around the perimeter, too. I mean, just a quick ball reversal and executed perfectly.
Let's see if Ray Harper has a counter to that play. Little high ball screen looking high-low. Good denial. That caused the ball to stall and stay on one side. That makes the advantage to the defense.
Cosby hits a big three again. Oh, and Kermit Davis is furious on the sideline right now with his team.
He should be furious because Edward Simpson did the same thing that Giddy Potts did when Cosby got open the previous time. His hands are down. Watch this. As Cosby comes off, look at his hands. They're down by his knees. You can't defend a shooter like that, standing 6 feet off a guy with your hands down by your knees. Right in front of Kermit Davis, he lets him have it, and he should.
Great camera work, guys, and yeah, you can see that. You're absolutely right. What's the old expression, hand down, man down?
There you go. The Western Kentucky has played really well. And Aaron Cosby has played really well. You take a look at the numbers over the last 7 games, 16 points a game, 3.3 rebounds. When Western Kentucky wins, he shoots 45% from 3. When they lose, he shoots 25. Watch his 3 ball. When it's going down, Western Kentucky's dangerous.
Harris across the lane, strong to the bucket.
I like Darnell Harris. Every time I watch him, I like him more.
Here's Cosby again on the drive. Rostov open, missed it. Oh, and the putback on the backside as Marlon Hunter, Mark, was able to just sneak in there and tip it back in.
What did both coaches talk about more than anything else? Rebounds. And especially offensive rebounds, because both are capable.
Potts trying to answer, and he does.
He found Justin Johnson matched up with him. Johnson gave him space, and Potts knocked it down.
Again, Potts a 50% three-point shooter on the season.
Yeah, you got to jam him. You got to jam him. But even then, he'll put down the 2-point area and score on you as well.
Oh, good rebound underneath. And a foul. Boy, strong underneath.
If Rostov and Ben Lawson can just do that, just go to the offensive glass, get stickbacks, get to the line. I mean, they have been, both those guys have been inconsistent here recently. Alexei Rostov, over the previous 3 games to Charlotte, he averaged 12 points and 6 rebounds. After that, he had 0 points against Charlotte.
Got a little bit of blood on the court, so a little bit of time out here to clean that up. No, I'm with you, especially with Rostov doing what he just did. And going back to the rebounding numbers, too. I mean, Western Kentucky, one of the better teams in the conference and really in America. +5 on the board this year.
Well, there's the battle for the offensive rebound, and Alexei Rostov looks like Giddy Potts might have got nailed there by the elbow coming down. He got nailed big time. But that was a basketball play.
Kermit Davis in the middle of that huddle. 14th season, 340 career Division I wins.
Giddy Potts must have got hit pretty good. Middle Tennessee, for the season, they shoot 42.9%. Their opponent's field goal percentage. Last 5 games, they've given up 49.4. That is un-Kermit Davis-like. Tonight, Western Kentucky shooting 53%. That's why Kermit Davis is so upset with hands being down. We've seen them when they're active with their hands, they're good. When they're not very good at all.
So the court cleaned up, back to Rostov here on the free throw line.
They're working on Giddy Potts behind the bench right now.
Zone now by Western Kentucky.
Well, Giddy Potts not in the game. Ray Harper knows that as well.
So Habersham shoots over the top of the zone this time.
Xavier Habersham, not a guy we typically call his number. With Giddy Potts out, they've got to find offense elsewhere. They just found it number 4.
He had only hit 18 threes all season prior to that shot. Raiders now with a 1-point lead coming up on 5 minutes to play here in the half. By the way, first lead for Middle Tennessee. And to the hoop again, Edmond having a big game.
That's where Frederick Edmond can hurt you. Just by being an athlete, taking the ball to the hole. Kermit Davis going to make another substitution. He doesn't like what he sees defensively at all.
Upshaw with the spin.
Well, he's athletic, isn't he?
Raiders retake the lead.
Middle Tennessee was late on their trap right there, which now allows this ball movement to take place.
When they left a dangerous shooter open too, and Cosby has already hit a couple of threes.
It just seems like Middle Tennessee is a half a step late defensively. Now Western Kentucky going a little 1-3-1 zone from Ray Harper.
And here come the Hilltoppers back the other way. Johnson in the corner.
He's not going to see a double team this time. There's the double team.
And a kick out. Middle Tennessee coming back the other way. Copeland from the elbow knocks it in. And now Ray Harper upset. Western Kentucky wants a timeout. And we'll take a timeout as well. 3:36 to play.
Quavius Copeland, the fastest guy on the floor with the basketball, makes Western Kentucky pay. Copeland can fly.
Coming up March 8th through the 12th, the Conference USA tournament from Birmingham. It's going to feature some big-time players. That is going to be a lot of fun down in Birmingham, March 8th through the 12th. And obviously, I mean, it seems like the odds-on favorite might be UAB, but you never know.
UAB is playing at a very high level right now. William Lee, Chris Coakley, Robert Brown, Nick Norton. That team's playing at a high level right now. As we take a look at the series history, the last two meetings decided by 2 points. 3 straight and 5 of the last 6 have been single digit. And the Blue Raiders have won 10 out of the last 11. But before that, Western Kentucky had won 9 out of the previous 11.
And again, with that conference tournament, again, especially with it being in Birmingham, a lot of people think UAB probably the favorite. But you know what, Marshall? You mentioned them briefly earlier.
Oh, man.
Wow, are they playing good basketball right now?
I had them against Charlotte. What a fun team to watch. Dan D'Antoni has that team playing in high-octane offense right now. They have through the entire year. They'll drop 100 on you without even looking the other way. And James Kelly, to me, one of the most exciting players in the country that most national analysts, play-by-play guys, aren't even talking about, and I don't get it. That kid is a certifiable pro. senior transfer from Miami. He can play.
Hammersham no good. Tips out of bounds. Last touch by the Raiders.
James Kelly had a double-double against Charlotte in the first half and made it look easy. And he rebounds outside of his zone as well as anybody in the country. And oh, by the way, he can shoot the three ball pretty well too.
Well, he proved right away as conference season started a couple of months ago that he was going to be a force. I remember his first game against Western Kentucky, put up like 33 points.
But the big key to that team is we take a look at Cosby taking the basket. John Elmore became eligible after that team went 0-6. Since that time, he took over the point. Marshall has done nothing but win and score a lot.
Hilltoppers down one, coming up on 2 minutes to play here in the half.
Well, Justin Johnson has not even seen the basketball. There he wants it there, doesn't get it.
Waters, such a big kid, reverses and gets it in. 6'7", 250.
Averages only 4 points a game, but he's been effective here in the first half. That's a big body.
I mean, he truly is one of those guys built like a linebacker.
He is.
He's huge. Underneath, Gamble has a shot deflected, and they're going to give it to Western Kentucky.
A really good defense by Justin Johnson. The coal miner's son showed a little bit of Harlan, Kentucky toughness right there.
Just under 90 seconds left here in the first half.
Should have said Hazard, by the way. The people in Hazard are going to be really upset with me right now. I apologize to everybody in Hazard. You don't want anybody from Hazard mad at you.
No.
You don't.
Here's Johnson, has it knocked away from, or by Harris rather, and here comes Middle back the other way. Upshaw one-on-one here with Waters.
Watch the spin. Look at that.
Oh, big drop step, but one too many steps.
He picked up the ball a little bit early, and he dropped that left foot. He got called for the walk.
And for the top is Chris McNeil.
Can you tell it's February?
Yes.
Everywhere we go, we see the same thing, don't we? You just tell it's February. And there's more technical fouls. There's more guys with veins coming out of their neck. It's just the way it is.
It's great. I was talking to Kermit last night at practice. He said, "Where are you going for dinner?" So I'm tired of talking about basketball. Cosby with 7 points. Misses that, gets his own rebound. Floater's good.
A great follow right there by Cosby. Aaron Cosby has been the key for Western Kentucky here in the first half. Hilltoppers up by 3. They are battling Middle Tennessee. Great rivalry game. 100 miles.
5 seconds left. Harris with 3, down to 2. Lost it, and that'll do it for the first half.
Whoa.
It wouldn't have counted, but almost went in anyway. Well, both teams battling offensively here in this first half. And at the end of the first frame, it's the Hilltoppers on the road with a 3-point lead, 36-33. When we come back, we'll send you down to our studios in West Palm Beach for the halftime show. Rivalry game here in Tennessee. Again, Hilltoppers by 3. And back at the Murphy Center here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We are just south of downtown Nashville. 132nd meeting between Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee, and right now it's the road team, the Hilltoppers, on top by 3, 36-33. Welcome back with Mark Adams. I'm Jeff McCarriger. A few times, Mark, we saw Kermit Davis, the head coach of the Blue Raiders, very upset, and you know exactly why he's been frustrated in this first half.
Well, Aaron Cosby has made shots, but let's talk about why he has made shots. Look at the separation, defense to offense with the defenders hands down. Aaron Cosby is wide open right in front of Kermit Davis. That's an easy jump shot for a guy that takes 175 attempts from 3. Now look at the defender. Drops his hands again in the exact same spot, right in front of Kermit Davis. There's no defense, and Aaron Cosby knocks it down. He's 5 for 9, he's 2 for 3 from 3, and Western Kentucky winning right now because of that lack of defensive execution by Middle Tennessee.
And again, this is exactly what we talked about, Mark, with this Western Kentucky team. You look at the record, 13-14, 5-9 in conference play. But we mentioned at the open, this team, 6 of the last 9 conference losses have been by 6 points or less. They're a very dangerous basketball team.
They're a really good 35-minute team. That's the good news. The bad news is the game is 40 minutes.
Right.
They've got to play the last 5 here tonight to knock off their 100-mile rival, Middle Tennessee.
Potts throws a bullet underneath. Good catch by Harris. Out of bounds, and the Blue Raiders will keep it.
I think Kermit Davis is going to double down on the offensive glass as well. I didn't like their energy in the first half, and neither did he, of going after the offensive glass. And both coaches know manufactured points are going to win this game. That's how gritty it gets between these two rivals.
Upshaw, nice pass. Backdoor, Buford.
Boy, Perrin Buford right there just exposed Frederick Edmond. He set him up and just back cut him.
Here's Cosby with a hot first half, 12 points. Gives it up. McNeil for 3, in and out. Waters tracks it down. Oh, nice fake by Edmond all the way in. What a play.
Was he athletic and fun to watch when he's attacking the rim?
Edmond now with 10 points.
Where you got spacing now. You got him in a rotation. Couldn't convert.
Cosby left open and hits another one.
Edward Simpson, and that's exactly what Kermit Davis is talking about right now. He's going right out to Simpson and letting him know, hey, that's number 2. That's the guy we talked about at halftime, and you're watching him shoot it. Aaron Cosby, splat. If they don't guard you, make them pay.
Rivalry game, Hilltoppers, Blue Raiders here in Middle Tennessee, and Western Kentucky right now has opened up a 41-35 lead as Cosby has come out right away here in the second half, done it again with another three-pointer. And again, look at Kermit Davis on the sidelines right now for Middle Tennessee. He is furious.
Well, he just covered it during halftime to get on Cosby, to follow him wherever he goes and play with your hands up, and it just simply wasn't executed. And that's what a coach should do in that situation.
Well, what's the first thing that most of the coaches, and really fans for that matter, told us while we were here the last couple days for Middle Tennessee? How disappointing that loss was the other night to UAB. I mean, do you think there's still a little bit of a letdown from that?
I don't think there's any question. There's a hangover from that game. And listen, Western Kentucky coming off an 18-point deficit to beat Charlotte. They're riding a little bit of a wave right now, and I've seen Ray Harper ride a big wave to the NCAA tournament before in the Sun Belt, for example. And now Middle Tennessee coming off that heartbreaking loss to UAB when UAB just outplayed them. They played so well. They played like they did against Iowa State last year. That's what it took to beat Middle Tennessee. I think Middle Tennessee State has a little bit of a hangover.
Another three-pointer. This time, it's Chris McNeil. 6 3-pointers now for Western Kentucky. They're 6 of 10. Upshaw tries to answer. He rattles in the three.
Boy, that is a junior that's played a lot of minutes, not afraid to take and make big shots to lift his team. Well done, Reggie Upshaw.
I love that. No fear?
No fear. He let that fly with such confidence. Let's see now if Middle Tennessee can pick up their confidence defensively as well as their intensity.
12 three-pointers in this game, 6 by both teams. Waters against Harris scores.
Anton Waters has been the unsung hero for this team in this game. He has been the point scorer in the paint for Western Kentucky.
Buford into the lane, gets the roll. Nice touch.
That's a tough shot over a 7'1" outstretched hand and Ben Lawson. Now the extended 1-3-1. Go look for the trap. There it is. Good job by Upshaw.
Waters off the glass.
Love that. I love that. That's better than a dunk any day of the week in my book.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, I love
that
it.
shot.
I love it. Using the backboard like that, a little old school.
There's Giddy Potts quiet so far here to begin the second half. So strong, and a blocking foul underneath on Waters. Well, that's exactly what you talked about back in the first half. When Potts is hitting three-pointers at a clip of 50%, you got to get on guard him, but then he goes to the and just drives it in lane.
Yeah, and he's so physically strong as we take a look at Anton Waters. Look at this. Off the glass, high off the glass. And then Giddy Potts putting the ball on the floor and drawing contact. I wonder if that defender had his heels on the line. He looked like he was pretty well set.
Yep. Potts will get one more. Over 70% from the free throw line this season.
6'2", 220 pounds, and just solid.
And again, if you're just tuning in, he is the best three-point shooter as far as field goal percentage goes. He's hitting 50% from three-point range. Came in just red hot at 62 for 125. You know, it's not like he's 30 for 60.
No, he's taken more threes than he has twos, and he's really good from two-point range as well. There's the double team on the low block. Good job by Justin Johnson breaking that double team. Down to Rostov. That's good stuff. See so many big guys that panic when they get double teamed. Justin Johnson just stayed composed. Johnson with the rebound. A little high-low.
Back to Johnson.
That's strong.
Battling for it. Rostov comes away with it. Johnson still battling, and Middle Tennessee comes down with it.
Boy, both teams, they are going after the offensive glass. Both teams are good at it.
Upshaw, jump stop. That was halfway down. Cosby Mark wide open again.
And Kermit Davis just turns away and shakes his head and says, I can't believe it.
Oh, he is stomping up and down on the sidelines.
You know a coach is mad when he's chewing out the guys on the bench and they had nothing to do with it.
9-point lead for the Hilltoppers, their largest lead of the night. Upshaw trying to go against Johnson. Double teams and draws the foul. Boy, we have got a fight going on here in Murfreesboro with 14:41 to play.
Aaron Cosby has been a nightmare for the blue-jerseyed Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. Aaron Cosby again open, and Kermit doesn't like it.
Western Kentucky on the road here in Murfreesboro has opened up their largest lead of the night, a 9-point lead. And Western Kentucky, not only are they getting 3-pointers from Aaron Cosby, who's having a terrific game, 18 points, but they're just doing the little things right as well.
Watch what Justin Johnson does as he gets double team in the corner. He dribbles away. What does that do? That drags the defender and gives him an avenue to step through the double team and find Rostov wide underneath. Look what Justin Johnson does. Now, you got to be strong to do that. But that dribble away from the basket caused the separation of the double team, and then he exposed it with Rostov's first two-pointer of the night.
Now, another big storyline developing in this one for Justin Johnson, who leads the team in scoring and rebounding, is the fact that, Middle Tennessee defensively, wow, Kermit's awfully upset because Cosby has just gone crazy. Justin Johnson's just 0 for 3, so they have done a good job limiting his touches. Upshaw with 12 points tonight. And make it 13.
Middle Tennessee just looks like a team that lost a big game this weekend. They haven't quite psychologically recovered yet. And Kermit Davis, that was his biggest fear, but they felt like playing their 100-mile rival in Western Kentucky, that they'd be ready to go. And listen, Western Kentucky played great. Don't take anything away from them. They played wonderful basketball.
Well, Mark, I remember you saying that to Kermit. You said to him, Coach, I think this is probably a perfect time for you to play your rival after a disappointing loss because you keep the guys focused.
Now, I've been through that a few times where you lose a game where your goal is to win the conference championship, and that's what Kermit Davis wants to do at Middle Tennessee. And they had a chance to maybe do that with a win versus UAB this past weekend. Then you take the day off, which they did, and try to regroup psychologically. They had a good practice yesterday. But Ray Harper's team coming off the high of coming back after down 18, and Rostov again down low.
I think Rostov's doing a really good job in the post, calling for it, asking for it. He's going to finish.
He's gotten him some offensive rebounds as well.
Habersham trying to get the offense.
Nice.
Spark for Middle Tennessee.
Habersham hit a big shot in the first half, number 4 in blue. Comes through again on that possession.
2 threes in this game now for Habersham.
Little trap here trying to make their defense turn into some offense. Wide open. When you go 1-3-1 and you start trapping, that diagonal pass can be open. All Justin Johnson did was step into the open wood.
Big shot on the baseline. Adonis Foote with his first bucket of the night.
I don't have a problem with Middle Tennessee's offense. It's on this end. This is where they got to respond right now.
Again, this is a program under Kermit Davis that has been exceptional defensively, but like we talked about, over the last 5 games, their opponents hitting 50%. And a bump and a foul on Buford. Let's look at this ball movement again. Last time down the court.
Rostov has been active, and against the 1-3-1 zone, going up and dunking that thing off the diagonal pass. When you can get a 1-3-1 trapping defense into a rotation, look for diagonal passes like that. You'll find open people.
Western Kentucky shooting 75% here in the second half. Johnson looking for his first bucket, and it will not fall, but a foul against the Raiders underneath, and it's going to go against Harris again.
Kermit Davis is substituting about every 2 minutes, just trying to find somebody that can guard somebody.
Johnson averaging 16 points per game, looking for his first point. And he gets it.
Out of Hazard, Kentucky, went to Perry County Central High School. Really high ceiling. He decided to come to Western Kentucky, pay his dues, play behind one of my favorite players ever in college basketball, George Fant, so he could learn from him and earn his stripes as a starter.
8-point lead for Western Kentucky.
How many guys today wait their turn?
Foul underneath on Johnson.
I mean, Justin Johnson, he came to Western Kentucky with a plan to get better early in his career, not be the focal point, but work his way into it. Now working through a shoulder injury a little bit, it's affected him, but he's playing through it. Tough kid.
Upshaw with 14 points now for Middle Tennessee after that free throw.
Speaking of a tough guy, Reggie Upshaw misses the free throw.
Johnson battling for the rebound with Adonis Foote. Out of bounds, and it's going to be Middle Tennessee basketball.
So he lost the ball, but it was a full Superman dive trying to save it. Potts wide open. Great out of bounds play. A tremendous screen that gets Giddy Potts wide open. Joshua Phillips, he sent a massive screen.
And now Western Kentucky wants a timeout. Hilltoppers had a 10-point lead. It's down to 4. 12:28 to play here in this rivalry matchup. Well, we talked about Western Kentucky hitting 75% from the field here in the second half. All of a sudden, Middle Tennessee now has hit 6 of their last 8. As they're wiggling their way back now, down by 4, and a lot of it has to do with Giddy Potts. Averaging 15 points per game. We've talked about a season when he's done from three-point range. What a year he's had.
Well, look at his numbers, field goal percentage. Look at the three-point percentage, 50%. This is what he's done tonight. 3 for 4 from behind the arc, always balanced. He's got a very refined two-point game as well. Giddy Potts been knocking down big shots to keep Middle Tennessee close in this game. Watch the out-of-bounds play for Giddy Potts, who's taking the ball out of bounds. Then watch the screen by Phillips right there. As Phillips comes off the bench, number 3 in blue, Joshua Phillips, a guy that averages 1 point a game. He just got Giddy Potts 3 of them.
Here's Cosby. 18 points on the night.
When Justin Johnson has a size mismatch and they recognize it, he's going to go to work.
1 second on the shot clock. Too short. Battle for the rebound and another foul. And it's going to go against Middle Tennessee. Adonis Foote picks up the foul.
Yeah, Adonis Foote at 6'6", 210 was matched up with Justin Johnson. And Justin Johnson a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger at 6'7", 235, and they recognized it.
Nice out of bounds play. Oh, it just cannot go in for Nigel Snipes.
Well, that hurts. That's the difference between being a good 35-minute team and a good 40-minute team. You got to make that shot.
Upshaw with 14 points on the night. He and Potts both with 14. Potts able to get some separation. A little bit off the mark. Out of bounds. And it's going to stay with Middle. Now, rebounding is another key to this game that you and I have talked about a lot, Mark. And right now, plus 10 advantage on the boards for Western Kentucky.
Well, and Rostov right there has been very active. He and Ben Lawson are two guys that play the same position. Rostov goes to the bench now. Justin Johnson goes to the bench. Lawson comes in. Let's see now if Lawson can get his hands on some balls and get some offensive rebounds.
Lawson 7'1". So he's back in there.
Number 14 in red. Keep your eye on him. See if he gets to the glass.
Harris, nice spin on the baseline. Good block from behind by Lawson. Another block underneath.
2 blocks by Lawson, then he sprints the floor.
Cosby open again, and this one a little bit off the mark. Waters with the rebound and the putback.
Boy, is that a difference maker. Lawson with back-to-back blocks, then Waters comes down and gets the offensive rebound. When Rostov and Johnson went out, the next 2 big guys produced like that.
Upshaw left wide open. Can't get it to fall. Here comes Cosby. Leading scorer in this game with 18, gives it up to McNeil.
Watch Waters, number 42, when the shot goes up. He's been relentless on the offensive glass.
Waters, good size. Little hook shot falls in.
A fist pump from Ray Harper. Rivalry week extended.
Western Kentucky is fired up right now as Middle Tennessee calls a timeout. How about the Hilltoppers on the road? 62-54 with the lead. Over 10 minutes now left to play.
Ray Harper's got to be thrilled with he takes Johnson and Rostov out, who had a good run. He brings in Waters and Lawson. And look what Waters does. Rewards his coach right away with an offensive rebound and a stick back. The very next possession, he plays strong down on the left-hand block. He's isolated one-on-one. He takes bump and bump, but he turns into the defender. He doesn't fade. Anton Waters and Ben Lawson just played as good a 2 minutes together as I've seen him play all year.
There you see for Anton Waters, 12 points tonight, well above his season average. 6 for 7.
And he averages 4.2 points a game and 4 rebounds.
Well, for Middle Tennessee, this is pretty simple, Mark. I mean, the two things that Kermit told us to practice last night, he said, we just got to get back to doing what we do and just locking guys up and playing some defense. And the second thing he said to me is we got to rebound the basketball. And defensively, they just haven't quite been there yet against Western Kentucky. And the rebounding advantage is now plus 11 for the Toppers.
Yeah, I was dead wrong. As we opened this game, I thought it would be like a 60-point grinded out type thing. I was absolutely dead wrong. Give Western Kentucky a lot of credit for their execution. And also, I think Middle Tennessee has found themselves behind, trying to struggle, get back because of that UAB loss. But boy, Western Kentucky's played well.
They're doing it with so many weapons. Cosby actually without a field goal now in about the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, but the big guys have shown up now.
Yeah. Same play they ran earlier.
Yeah, they're going to Perrin Buford, want to get him involved.
And he draws the foul. Yeah, the ball reversal, they go underneath. Buford will have a couple of shots coming up.
Perrin Buford, one of those guys that's 6'6" athlete, very difficult matchup. Kermit Davis, so good coming out of timeout, setting plays to isolate specific players.
Oh, Buford, another junior college transfer from Southwest Tennessee. You and I have had some really good conversations about junior college players, and I think you speak very passionately about how critical they can be and successful they can be in the right, the right systems.
Oh, there's no question. Listen, it takes a little bit of time in their junior year to get acclimated, but I love junior college kids because they typically play in leagues where they go in vans for 6 hours to play somebody, and when they get to play Division I, it's like Christmas every day for a year. It's not hard to get a junior college kid to play hard because they're so appreciative of the opportunity that they have. And they only have 2 years to get it done, too. There's a sense of urgency. A lot of people talk badly about junior college kids. I played junior college basketball. My wife played junior college basketball. She went on to be a small college All-American.
Neal on the drive lost it as Waters is able to grab it. And the shot is no good. All right, I want to highlight for just a second Jaquan Raymond and the job he just did defensively on Cosby. I mean, Kermit has been looking for somebody to guard that guy all day. And Raymond finally said, I got this.
And look what happened.
Yep.
Shot clock violation because they didn't have a go-to guy in the last several seconds of the shot clock. Potts has a mismatch against Ben Lawson, didn't use it. They got a mismatch down low with Reggie Upshaw. That's well executed. They missed it, but it was really good offense.
9 minutes to play. Too strong. Potts with the rebound.
You're right, though. Aaron Cosby is being blanketed now. Get to Upshaw. Get it down to him. He's wide open. Give him the basketball. You can read his jersey, get it to him.
He's got about 7 or 8 inch height advantage, but instead they keep it outside. Getting Potts with another 3. 17 points.
Here's where Middle Tennessee State needs to make their stand right now.
By the way, one player in foul trouble. It's Buford. He's playing with 4 fouls right now.
Potts matched up with Cosby.
And the rebound for the Blue Raiders.
Great defense. Middle Tennessee back in this game emotionally.
Upshaw trying to throw it down. Draws the foul. And that'll bring us to a timeout. Oh, this one's good tonight. Rivalry matchup here in Conference USA. 4-point lead for Western Kentucky. Coming up next here on the American Sports Network, Louisiana Tech at home taking on North Texas, as we'll keep it here in Conference USA. That comes your way next, 9 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you check your local listings.
Alex Hamilton and Eric McCree, great 1-2 punch for La Tech. Decky Johnson and Eric Contenda. How about Contenda? On AmericanSportsNet.com, and the story of how he's overcome so many injuries in order to play for North Texas. That'll be a good one.
You see Kermit Davis on the right, Ray Harper on the left. Well, I loved your line earlier. You can tell it's late February.
Yeah.
Ray's taking his jacket off. It's getting hot in here. 62-58. Western Kentucky led by as many as 10. And Middle Tennessee has gotten a couple of big threes by Giddy Potts. Trim the lead. And free throws now becoming a little bit of an issue mark, as Middle Tennessee just 7 of 15 from the free throw line.
You know, Jeff, we just saw those two coaches, and the stress levels as you come down the stretch toward your conference tournament where you're fighting for an advantageous seed, an opportunity to go to the NCAA tournament, it all just becomes so real at this time of the year. All the hard work goes into games like this one, and this is a rivalry game tonight.
You talk to the fans. About 100 miles separate these two schools. The fans call it 100 miles of hate.
And no trophy till tonight.
Oh, we've got the trophy.
We've got trophy.
It's a beautiful red Corvette that you actually bought today.
Yeah.
Really nice of you.
And a brown bag from Tennessee. They make good brown bags here in Tennessee.
Good hands by McNeil. Left it for Waters, but nowhere to go. Harris right on him. Double dribble.
Well, the activity of Middle Tennessee defensively, they've upped the ante against Ray Harper's offense. I'd look for isolation of Reggie Upshaw low, number 30 in blue, with Giddy Potts on the same side, number 20 in blue, coming off of the screen.
There he is off the screen. No good on the three. Upshaw put back. Whistle underneath. Kermit wants goaltending. Not going to get it, but there is a foul. And third foul on Waters.
Let's take a look at this ball as it goes off the glass and watch Ben Lawson. So you got Upshaw has really good position on the backside. That ball goes up. It hits the backboard.
Well, and Lawson hit the rim as well with his wrist.
Well, that's interesting that was waved off and not defensive basket interference.
Upshaw makes it 62-59.
Well, we talked about Western Kentucky being a good 35-minute team. We're going to see tonight if they can close it out. 6 out of their last 9 have been lost by 6 points or less for the Hilltoppers.
McNeil runs right into Harris. And a foul on Harris. He might have been inside the arc.
Watch Harris.
Nope.
He's outside.
He was outside of it.
Might have been tippy-toeing toward him a little bit. Boy. The rule is if the defender is set in a guarding position, you can still be moving, but if he's in a guarding position. Now listen, we get the opportunity to look at it in slow motion and every different angle and everything else. But from that replay, I thought that was a charge, to be honest with you.
To the naked eye when it happened in real time, I thought so too. And McNeil to make it a 5-point lead now, 6:40 to play.
Well, he just keeps getting tougher, doesn't he, Chris McNeil? I really like his game. Upshaw wants it. He gets it.
Oh, set him up perfectly as he went baseline, spun into the lane.
You know he's going to spin, but you can't stop him. Reggie Upshaw now the 1-3-1. Here comes the trap.
Good self-control by Buford. He knows he has 4 fouls. No call. I love that by the official.
That was a good no call.
Upshaw stuck on the baseline and a kick. That's going to be Middle Tennessee basketball.
Yeah, Reggie Upshaw took a flop right there. It was the right no call by the official. He actually could be warned on that. And so now the discussion is this a 10-second situation?
Yeah, that's exactly what they were talking about. They were looking up at the clock.
Well, it works out anyway. Yep. Either way.
So out of bounds now to Western Kentucky. 3-point game, just under 6 to play.
Well, Ray Harper thought that should be a 10-second situation as Reggie Upshaw got the rebound, was laying down on the ground. I'm actually not sure why that wasn't.
Ooh, Cosby open just briefly, near turnover.
Oh, it's because it was a kick. It was a kick ball. That's why they reset that on the 10-second. That's why.
Cosby partially blocked up top by Raymond. Potts for the tie.
Oh! Parent Buford from nowhere!
Edmond trying to answer Potts with the rebound, and Middle Tennessee with a chance to take the lead.
Buford's feeling it. He's hunting it.
1-point lead for the Raiders. Timeout, Western Kentucky. This place has erupted all of a sudden. How about Perrin Buford?
Giddy Potts with the miss. Perrin Buford with the slam. If you like the first one, how about a second one? Perrin Buford again. What a great rivalry game here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee in Conference USA. Perrin Buford lifted the roof.
Just 2 points in the first half, 9 here in the second.
We having fun yet?
Oh, we knew this was going to be a good one.
Man, this is good.
This is Middle Tennessee's first lead since the 2:20 mark of the first half.
I think it's the red vet. I think they're all up in their game because of the red Corvette. That's what I think.
Oh, during the warm-ups, they were all looking at your vet.
They sure were.
Nice pass underneath to Johnson. Strong gets it to roll in. Good play.
We've seen two coaches coming out of timeouts, diagram-specific plays that just work. That's how good those coaches are. Boy, is this fun.
Upshaw. Here's
Watch for the spin. Watch for the spin. He just powers that one.
Now McNeil speeds it up court. Leaves it for Johnson.
Well, what a catch. What a run by Justin Johnson.
3-point lead again for the Hilltoppers. Under 4 to play.
Justin Johnson coming up huge here late.
Harris cannot tie it. McNeil away with the rebound.
Let's see if they go to Johnson again. He's calling for it early. Number 23 in red. He scored the last 2 baskets. See if Ray Harper runs it through Johnson again. They're looking for him. They just can't quite get it.
There's Cosby and fouled up top. Point again. Mark, I think a huge credit needs to be given to Jaquan Raymond and the job he's done on Cosby in the second half.
He has shut down Aaron Cosby.
And we've got a break. 3:16 left to play here in this rivalry matchup in Murfreesboro. Toppers by 3. What a game here tonight from the Murphy Center. 3:16 to play in this rivalry matchup. 132nd meeting. Hilltoppers with a 3-point lead. No trophy in this game, but we're changing that tonight. We got a trophy for you.
We do. We got the red Corvette. They're made in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and this baby is fast. I got to tell you, really, really fast. The winner tonight gets that red Corvette. I'm sorry it's not blue for the Blue Raiders, but it was the only one they had at Toys R Us. It was red. So that's the one I got.
That's okay. What's that, though, next to you?
I got a little brown bag, too, as well. They make good brown bags here in Tennessee. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Is that part of the trophy?
That is also part of the departing gift, yes.
Just make sure you use your remote control responsibly.
It was made in Tennessee. That's all I'll say.
71-65. 6-point lead now for the Hilltoppers. Poked away. Buford over and back. It's going to go back to the Hilltoppers.
When the hustle of Frederick Edmond was what made that over and back take place. We just felt like a game that has a 100-mile rivalry. The fans call what, the 100 miles of hate? Is that what they call it?
That's what they've been saying.
We've gone with more than 100-mile rivalry here, which is just fine. Fans, you do whatever you'd like to.
No, we call it 100 miles of fun, remember?
It is 100 miles of fun tonight. We just felt like this rivalry needed something, so we bought something. Thought a Corvette would be cool, and then a brown paper bag. We just thought that would all work for Tennessee and for Kentucky.
The trophy is born tonight.
Winning coach will come over after the game and accept on behalf of their team.
Snipes kicks it out of bounds with 2 seconds left in the shot clock.
At American Sports Network, we don't make around. If there's no trophy, we make a trophy.
I like that.
All right, here we go.
Harris. Here's Raymond, who's done a great job defensively. Now trying to do it offensively.
Jaquan Raymond, you talk about what he's done defensively. That may be the biggest shot of the game right there. Keeps Middle Tennessee within shouting distance. 1-3-1 trap. There's Raymond again.
Dangerous skip pass into the corner. Here's Cosby. Off the glass, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Hilltoppers get it.
They are going to milk clock right here. I'd look for Justin Johnson. Snipes is open, he lets it fly. I don't like the shot, but I like the end.
And out of nowhere, Snipes comes in and puts it in.
Now check that, that was Frederick Edmond. Number 25 in red.
What a play.
Diddy Potts with the offensive rebound.
Can't get it to go. Look at the battle for the boards.
Oh, what great hustle.
Even teammates fighting each other.
Nigel Snipes didn't only just save the ball right there, he might have saved the game.
1:15 to play, Western Kentucky basketball. Timeout on the court will keep it here, a 5-point game.
Look at Snipes, just an all-out Superman dive to save the basketball. Nigel Snipes, the 220-pound senior. Seniors get it in February.
Great hands by McNeil, too, to hang on to it. Just tipped it right to him. There's some big-time plays down the stretch. Raymond doing it defensively, then hits the big three. And then for Western Kentucky, like you just said, the hustle play to tip it and save it. Do you think this one's good tonight? How do you think it's going to be in Birmingham? March 8th through the 12th. We'll have all the action right here on the American Sports Network. It's the Conference USA tournaments. Again, March 8th through the 12th from Legacy Arena in downtown Birmingham.
I can't wait. I wish I could be there. I wish the basketball gods would shine down upon me and allow me to be a part of it in Birmingham. UAB, what a wonderfully gifted basketball team. I love William Lee and his ability to change shots. Marshall with Kelly and how gifted he is offensively. La Tech with Alex Hamilton in that bunch.
How about Charlotte? You know, I'm not saying they're going to win it all, but they could easily disappoint someone's season.
Mark Price has done a tremendous job
I agree with
the
you.
49ers.
And Old Dominion probably a team that's underachieved at 8-6.
Aaron Baycoat's been coming off the bench, can really score.
Well, remember early in the year you and I saw him coming off the bench, and that's really where he's played best for the Monarchs. You see Middle Tennessee 4-0 in games decided by 3 points or less.
There's a tough out of bounds right in the corner.
Raymond
tough
again.
to inbound the ball there because of the defensive angles. This is where your coaching acumen is really tested. And because the ball goes out of bounds on the baseline, they get a little better angle this time, and Ray Harper changes the set.
Well, this is an unenviable task that McNeil has to inbound against Harris jumping all over. There's a good job, gets it into Cosby. McNeil sprinting. That was a good job by Western Kentucky getting through that press. Coming up on 1 minute left to play.
Ray Harper's going to bleed this shot clock all the way down. 10 on the shot clock.
Edmond, little up and under, knocks it in.
That's where he's best. And Ray Harper used his best weapon in that situation late in the shot clock.
7-point lead for the Hilltoppers. Harris no good. Potts offensive rebound and can't get it to go. Edmond rips it away.
Smart play. That's a smart play.
I was wondering what he was going to do. I was wondering if he was going to try and score or dribble it back out. And you're right, he made the right decision.
He was tempted. We saw it in his eyes. He was tempted, but Frederick Edmond made the right play. He's played so well at late.
Edmond to the free throw line. He was huge in the first half. Has 12 points tonight. Able to sneak it in. Well, another storyline here in this one has definitely been free throws. For Western Kentucky now 10 of 13. How about Middle Tennessee? 8 of 18 from the free throw line tonight.
But with this guy's ability to make threes, you just never know.
He's got to go quick. Races to the bucket, lays it in. Neal fouled by Copeland. It's still a two-possession game here at 22 seconds, but Western Kentucky obviously in the driver's seat at the moment.
And Giddy Potts, with his strength and ability to knock down the three ball, the nation's leader at nearly 50%. You just don't know. You still don't know.
Here comes Potts again, 20 seconds left.
Nobody got out over the screen, and he wasn't quite ready to shoot it.
Raymond blocked from behind, and they're going to say goaltending. I thought Johnson got it on the way up, but goaltending the call, so count the basket. Let's look at it again.
Boy, that looked like clean block. But they called good, so let's play on. Now it's a 4-point game, 12.2 to go. Kermit Davis in high risk, high reward defense. They're going to sell out right here.
Inbound to Cosby in the corner, trapped. And a foul. Did Middle Tennessee need a three though, Mark? Coming down that time, down 6? I was thinking 3.
Giddy Potts had an open 3, but he mishandled the basketball.
Yeah.
And then the defender was able to recover. He might have been in a little bit of a hurry to pull that trigger, wasn't quite able to come off the dribble.
So up to free throws now here for Western Kentucky in this 132nd meeting between these two schools.
Well, how good was Aaron Cosby in the first half for Ray Harper? Really good. Boy, what an effort by Western Kentucky, coming down here in the 100-mile rivalry game and finding a way.
Quick shot by Raymond, no good. Rebound to Waters. 2 seconds left, and that's going to do it. Western Kentucky on the road in this rivalry matchup wins it by 6 here in Murfreesboro. Congratulations to Ray Harper. What a win. We talked about this Hilltopper squad coming in. A game under 500 overall, under 500 in conference play. 6 their last 9 conference losses by 6 points or less. Ray even told us himself, hey, we've been a great 35-minute team. We haven't been able to finish. Well, that changes tonight as Western Kentucky able to finish it off. And Kermit Davis in Middle Tennessee, a very disappointing loss here at home, 78-72, as the Hilltoppers now get back to 500 on the season at 14-14. For the Blue Raiders, now they've lost 3 of their last 4. They'll drop to 10-5 in conference play. All right, this game tonight deserves a trophy, and with the trophy presentation, let's go down to Mark Adams.
Ray Harper, congratulations on winning the 100-mile rivalry game. I hereby give you the very first trophy of this game, a Corvette, which is made in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Bowling Green, Kentucky. Corvette Museum. It's a big win for our kids. We've had some tough losses this year, but like I said, they've been resilient, and we're resilient once again here this evening. Proud of them.
Excuse me as I go past you here real quick, but I also have a Tennessee brown paper bag. I won't say what's in it. All right, but I don't want you doing this with that. You got that?
Absolutely, Mark. Hey.
How much does this mean to your program?
Well, it just means a lot to these kids because, I told you today at our workout that we've had a lot of games that could have gone either way, and they're finding ways to win now. I could tell after we won Saturday, we had a little extra step when we got to practice Monday. They're starting to believe, and it's a good time of the year to start getting better.
Ray Harper, congratulations, buddy. Thank you. Back to you, Jeff.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. And our thanks to Ray Harper for stopping by and accepting our trophy here in this 132nd matchup between Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee as the Hilltoppers win it by 6, 78-72. Coming up next here on the American Sports Network, we will keep it here in Conference USA. Louisiana Tech will be at home against North Texas. Again, make sure you check your local listings on that one. Will be coming up next. Well, Mark, as we recap this one again, Middle Tennessee trailed by as many as 10. They're able to come back. I thought Raymond did a really good job shutting down Cosby to allow Middle Tennessee to get back into this one. But I was just saying while you were talking with Coach, Ray talked about this being a 35-minute basketball team, but they really did a good job finishing this one out tonight.
I thought the big key is we talked about Cosby, and we should, and Justin Johnson made some plays as well. But there was a moment in this game when Anton Waters inside made some big-time plays. And the bigs for Western Kentucky have probably been the most maligned. But Rose Stove, along with Lawson, Waters, and that bunch, they all came through with big plays at big time.
Now, if you're Middle Tennessee, Mark, how do you recover from this? We talked about how disappointing that loss was the other night to UAB, and now another tough loss in a rivalry game.
It really is. They lost to UAB. They just did not psychologically recover from that game, and it showed defensively, I thought, in particular in the first half. But here's the good news for Middle Tennessee. Kermit Davis can really coach, and he's going to have these guys' attention. And the bottom line is this team's not going to win the regular season of Conference USA, but there's a Conference USA tournament, and they got a shot to beat UAB. They're as good as anybody in this league. Now they just got to regroup, get back to doing what they do defensively.
Speaking of Conference USA, again, on top it was UAB like we talked about, and right behind them, Middle Tennessee now has got to be careful. Only the top 4 teams get first-round byes in that Conference USA tournament. What a game tonight, rivalry matchup. It goes to the Hilltoppers, 78-72. For Mark Adams and our entire crew, I'm Jeff McCarriger. Thanks for watching here on the American Sports Network as we say good night here from Murfreesboro, Tennessee.